I'm coming at you with 3 things today that you need to be doing right now to finish off your fourth quarter of your fiscal year strong. So whether your fiscal year ends on June 30th, like many nonprofits, or if you have an August 30th into your fiscal year, these are the 3 things that you need to be doing right now to finish strong and lay the groundwork for next year. Actually, I'll have a bonus tip at the end for you. The first is to look through your database and see who might be a good candidate for a challenge match. I just recently did this and we did a $10,000 challenge grant to any new gifts to the annual fund between April 1st and commencement at the school that I work for. And it was very successful. So I highly recommend challenge matches. They give a certain amount of urgency to the end of your fiscal year that you don't normally get. Donors don't care about the end of your fiscal year, really. They care more about calendar year because that is what impacts their taxes. So definitely find a challenge match donor who can help you propel you onto their goal. Even if it's a small challenge match, it allows you to have that double your impact messaging that's so successful with challenge matches. So highly encourage that. The second thing that you should be doing is looking through all of your multi-year pledges or pledge payments for the year. So if you had someone that normally gives in February and they missed a payment, you need to be looking through your database and finding all of these, what I call loose threads with donors who maybe said they were going to do something, but they didn't quite finish it, or they have something hanging out there. You need to make yourself a nice long list. This is what I'm working on this week in my job, is all my list of loose threads that I need to follow up on, preferably by the beginning of June so that there's time to fulfill those gifts by the end of the fiscal year. The third thing is don't forget about stewardship. Stewardship is a big deal at the end of the fiscal year because if you don't say thank you, particularly to those first-time donors, they're not likely to renew the next year. And this does not always have to be from you, the fundraiser. Actually, the research shows that the best person to reach out to a brand new first-time donor is a volunteer leader, a board member, or someone like that cares enough about your organization and is a peer to that donor. If they say thank you, those donors are more likely to renew the next year and you'll retain those donors going forward. And my bonus tip is to use the last weeks of this fiscal year to plan for next year. It's so important. You can't just jump into your next fiscal year assuming everything is going to be okay. Where can you tighten things up? Where can you systematize? What opportunities did you miss this year that you want to make sure you don't miss in your next fiscal year? And where can you start sowing the seeds that will be necessary to reach your goal in the new fiscal year? So those are my 3 things. To recap, it is to get a challenge grant or a challenge match before the end of the year so that people can double your impact, make a gift today, and it'll be matched. To give urgency to your end of year campaign. Secondarily, you want to make sure that you are looking at any loose threads or missed pledge payments from the entire year that you can follow up on. And that does mean not only email, but write letters, get on the phone, exhaust all opportunities to tie up those loose ends here at the end of the year. 3, make sure that you are not neglecting stewardship, that you're making thank you calls if you can fit those in, or otherwise having a board member help you with those is my preferred method at the end of the year. And lastly, the bonus tip is don't forget to plan for next fiscal year because it's so important that you hit the ground running with a solid plan for fiscal year 25. Okay, let me know in the comments if you've done any of these things or if you want to try them for this year. And of course, follow for more fundraising tips from Real Deal Fundraising.